friends, today we will start with the next topic of C++. In the previous lecture we have studied about how to create a class, how we can give any name to class and what is the syntax of class. So today we will study about how to use the concept of class in a program, and as I have told you, C++ is based on objects. Now we have to create objects of that class and how we can access the data members and member functions of that class through the objects. So let's start with the program. The first line of the program is class sum. Class is the keyword which is used to declare a class. Sum is the name of a class. You can give any name to the class. So I have given a name sum. Now start with the curly bracket. In the next line you have to write access specifier. Whatever access specifier you want to write, you want to give what type of access, you can give that. So here I have given private access to the variables, and I have declared three variables A, B, C whose data type is integer. So that's why I have written int A, B, C. So these three variables are of integer types and whose access specifier is private. It means the scope of the variables are private. Now next is I want to use some member function. Member function means function, and I want to declare that function as a public. So here I have in the next line the keyword is public. Public means I am giving access specifier public to the function. The name of the function is add, A-double-D. Add is the name of the function. Void is the data type. Now add is the name of the function, so you have to write function bracket with the add. And in the next line you have to start with the curly bracket. In the curly bracket, suppose you want to add two numbers and you want to store the sum in variable C. So what we have to do is I want to print message. So whenever we have to print a message, we have to use cout statement. So here the statement is cout, enter any two numbers, semicolon. This statement will print this message on the output screen, that is enter two numbers. Now you have to enter the values of two numbers, any numbers. So for this you have to use cin. So cin is used to get the value from the user. So that's why it has written that cin a b. It means you are giving the value of a and b. In the next line, C is equals to A plus B, which means the sum of two variables A and B are transferred to third variable C. Next is cout. Cout means now you want to print the sum, and the answer is in variable C, so you have to print C variable. So the statement is cout sum. Sum means it will just print the keyword, the word sum on the output screen, and as the result is in C variable, so you have to write C. So the line is cout sum C, that ends with semicolon. Now curly bracket close. This curly bracket close means here you are closing the function, member function. As you have started add member function, now here you are closing that function. Now you have declared variables as well as member function. So now you want to close class. So whenever you have to close a class, you have to close the curly bracket with semicolon, which indicates the end of the class. So write curly bracket semicolon. It indicates the end of the class. So now it was all about class, how we have declared a class, how we have declared variables and member functions in a class. Now the next thing is in the main section you have to create an object. Now students, I have told you in the previous lectures or in the first lecture of C++ properties that what is class and what is object. So I have told you that whenever object is created, memory is allocated that time. As class is used, class is a combination of objects, but whenever we create a class, it will not allocate any memory. Memory will be allocated only when we create object of that class, and we have to communicate in the program by using the objects only. So here in the main section, we have to declare the object. We have to create an object because we need memory for variables, for storing the value of A, B, C, for storing the result, and for passing the messages. So for everything we have to create an object. Now the next thing is how to create an object. We always create object in the main part. So let's start with the int main. Here we are starting main section. As in the earlier programs, we start the program with the main section. But here we are using class concept. So first we declare the class and then we start with the main section. So the syntax is int main, as again main is a function. So you have to write the bracket, round bracket. Now in the next line, start with the curly bracket. Now you have to create an object. So the syntax to create an object is write the name of the class. So the name of the class is sum. So that's why I have written sum. Sum is the name of the class and S is the object. You can create any object with any name. It is up to you whatever name you want to give. You can also give obj, o1, o2, s, any name you can give. So here I have given a name to the object s. So sum is the name of the class and s is the object of that class, object of sum class. Now I have to execute the function. For example, in the class I want to add two numbers. So here how we have to access the members with the object. So the syntax is object dot member function. Object dot member function. So S is the object that we have created. So the name of the object is S. S dot add. Add is the name of the function. Check in the class, look at the class. The name of the member function is add. So that's why I have written here add. So on and all, in the main section, you have to do two things. First, you have to create an object of that class, and the syntax to create an object is write the name of a class with the object. You can give any name, as sum is the name of the class and s is the object. Now you have to use that object to access the member functions of the class. Now s is the object. S dot, you always have to use dot. S dot name of the member function is add, and then curly bracket close. So when you write s dot add, it will call the function add, and then it will ask for enter two numbers a and b, and then you will enter the value of a and b, and it will transfer the result to the variable c, and it will print the sum of c variable. So that was all about class. It is very important topic, it is very important program, and it is very basic program. Whenever you have asked about any of the definition regarding class, object, or example of any program, you can give this example. This is a common example because this example is explaining the concept of class as well as concept of objects. Now there is one more thing. It has written on the top that it is an example of encapsulation in C++. It is also an example of encapsulation. Now see how it is an example of encapsulation. As I have told you that encapsulation is when we combine the data members or member functions at a single place, at a one place. So here you can check that data members, that is ABC, and member functions add, they all data members and member functions are at single place. They are at single place under a single class, that is sum. So that's why it is also an example of class. So you can use this example of encapsulation. So you can use this example as anywhere wherever you have to explain the concept of class, objects, encapsulation, everywhere. Or even when you can get a question like explain the program of C++, you can also get these type of questions that what is the structure of C++, how we can declare class or objects in a C++ program. So you have to explain the concepts as well as you can write this example of a program. And next is, let's start with the next topic of C++, constructor. Now constructor is again an important topic. Every year question paper must comprise of 2-3 questions from constructor topic, and it is very simple and easy topic. Now what is constructor? Constructor is a special member function. Constructor is a type of a function. So constructor is a special member function of a class that is executed whenever we create new objects of that class. So in short, I will tell you what is constructor. Constructor is basically used to allocate the memory. Whenever I have told you memory is allocated only when we create objects. So constructor is a special member function which allocates a memory to the object. So constructor is a member function of a class that is automatically executed whenever any of the object is created. Whenever an object is created, constructor is automatically called. So constructors are special functions which perform initialization of every object. You people know that what is initialization. Initialization means assigning the value. So constructors are used to assigning the memory. So that's why it performs the task of initialization of object. Initialization of object means they allocate memory to the objects. Next line is, the compiler calls the constructor whenever an object is created. Whenever an object is created, compiler automatically calls the constructor. These all things are interrelated. Whenever an object is created, constructor is called automatically, and that's why constructor is used for the initialization of objects. Now next third point is, constructor have the same name as the class name, which means whatever name you are giving to the class, constructor has exactly the same name, and it does not have any return type, and you cannot give void data type to the constructor. Constructors do not have any return type. Next is, constructors can be very useful for setting the initial values for certain member variables. Next is properties of constructor. Properties means what are the attributes of constructor, what are the properties of constructor. Now the first thing is, constructor has the same name as the class name. Constructor always have the same name as the class name. If I am giving name sum to the class, so the name of the constructor will be sum. Next is, constructors don't have any return type. A constructor is automatically called when an object is created. If we do not specify a constructor, compiler generates a default constructor for us. Default means it will automatically create a default constructor for us. Next is syntax of a constructor. How you have to declare a constructor and what is the syntax of a constructor. And I have already told you that constructor has the same name as the class name. So see how it works. So look at the constructor. I have taken example of parameterized constructor. This is a type of constructor. I am just taking. I have taken a common example of syntax. So look at the syntax. The syntax is class student. Here class means we are, see there is one more thing, we always have to use the concept of constructor within the class, because we create objects in a class. When we create a class, we have to create objects of that class. And similarly, whenever we have to use a constructor, we have to use the concept of constructor within a class. So see how it works. Class student. Class is a keyword, which means we are declaring a class. Student is the name of the class. Now start with the curly bracket. Student. Here student is the constructor. I'm declaring a constructor, and in the parameters the values are integer A, integer B. See students, here student is a constructor, and constructor, the syntax of the constructor is it ends without semicolon. It ends without semicolon. There is no semicolon at the end of the constructor. Then in the constructor you can write data members, member functions, whatever you want to use in your program, and then class the close with the curly bracket and semicolon. So here is the syntax how to use a constructor. It is very simple to use, and how we can allocate memory. Now I have taken an example of constructor, that how we can use constructor in a program. Now look at the first line. Class is the keyword, which means we are declaring a class. The name of the class here is my class. I have given a name, my class. Then curly bracket, start. In the curly bracket, I want to give access specifier public to my constructor. It is up to you. It is the choice of the developer, that whatever type, whatever he wants to give, the whatever type of the access he wants to give. So here I have given the access public. So write the access specifier public with colon. Then in the next line write the constructor. I want to use constructor. So I have told you the constructor has the same name as the class name. So the name of the class is my class. So we have to create the constructor by writing the name of the class. So the name of the class is my class. So here I have written my class with round bracket, as constructor is again a function. Constructor is a member function, so there is a round bracket, but it ends without semicolon. It means it is a constructor. Now in the next line, in the curly bracket, I want to print message see out hello world. For example, you want to print any of the message, you can give message here. Then curly bracket close. This curly bracket close means you are closing the constructor, and then curly bracket semicolon. Curly bracket semicolon means here you are closing the class. So that was all about class and how you can use constructor within a class. Now next thing is you have to create an object. Every time we have to create an object. So to create an object, start the main section. Integer main, then curly bracket start. After the curly bracket, I have told you what is the syntax. Write the name of the class. The name of the class is my class, and you can create any object. Here I have created an object, my obj. My obj is the name of a object and my class is the name of a class. So class and object, semicolon. Now I have told you that constructor is used, or constructor is automatically called. Constructor is automatically called whenever we create a object. So when an object is created, it will call the constructor. So it will transfer the call to the public section, to the constructor my class. Here it will transfer the call to the my class, and in the my class there is a message that hello world, and it will print that message. So it was all about how we can create a class and how we can create a constructor in a class. These all are very simple concepts. The main thing is you have to understand the syntax. You must know what is the syntax, how to create a object. And I want to give you an overview. So students, this session was very important because it was all about the programming concepts, that how you have to create a class, how you have to create an object. So just remember one thing, whenever you have to create a class, you can simply create a class by just defining or declaring the data members and member functions, and in the main section you have to declare or you have to create the object. And whenever you have to create an object, you have to follow the proper syntax. The syntax to create an object is name of the class and the object. Name of the class and object, and after creating the object, you have to use the object name. For example, the name of the object is S, a dot, always use dot operator, and call that member function whatever you want to call. And here we can also create number of member functions in a public section. For example, I have created only a one member function add. I can also create a multiplication function, division function in the one class. And here what I have to do is I just have to write the statement that S dot multiply, S dot division, then object will call that function. So that was all about how to create a class, how to make use of constructor, what is constructor, what are the properties of constructor. This is a very main question, very common question of exam, that what are the properties of constructor and what is constructor. So you can write any of the 3 or 4 properties, like constructor has the same name, constructor is automatically called whenever we create an object, and constructor is used to initialize the values, and constructor is used for initialization of objects, and next is compiler can generate a default constructor for us. So constructor don't have any return type. So these all are the simple properties. So you can also write the syntax whenever they ask for properties. You can also write the syntax, that what is the syntax of a constructor. So the syntax is very simple. You have to create a class, then you have to write the name of the constructor with the parameters and without semicolon. And there is one more question you can get in exam, that what is the syntax of a constructor and how you can declare a constructor. So in that case again you have to write the syntax, as well as you can also write the properties of constructor, because these all are related to the syntax. And whenever they can ask for program or any like syntax, you can also give an example of program as well as syntax. So that was all for today. Tomorrow we will start with the next topic of constructor, types of constructor. What are the basic types of constructor and how we can assign values to these types of constructor. So that's all for today. Thank you.